Greetings and bean venue. Welcome to Midnight Broadcast. Tonight's tale is about geocaching, which is an outdoor activity where players use their mobile devices with GPS to hide and seek encounters. I present to you geocaching.
I've lived in a former coal mining town for all of my life basically so far. The town is pretty big, it's a whole county actually, but only out of the town was the mining business big. Mostly in town all you get is a military training camp, farming, and sports. County fair too, but whatever. So most of the old mine shafts that were started and ended shortly after they were made were mostly filled up so no one could get in there. Geocaching got real popular a couple of years ago, and there were a bunch of these mine shafts that were locations for them, so people would go there, get the cache, leave something, then leave. Not big of an issue. It was always warm near the mine shafts, so snow would melt slowly near the fronts of them, making them great for year-round geocaching. Now we start the story. Me, 3 friends, and one of their GFs, all get kinda drunk in the afternoon after our senior year. We'll call the friends A, B, C, and GF. So GF is a big hiker, and is very fit, loves to geocache. Her boyfriend C is into local history, like a dork, so they seem fit for each other with geocaching. C wants to go to one of the bigger, more remote mineshafts, just for shats and giggles. GF agrees. Me, being the mother hen, which meant I was only lightly buzzed, drove them all out there. B was having fun with it, so he brought out a few of his hunting guns, which ranged from rifles to shotguns and a few pistols. I jokingly took a shotgun from him and said Evil Dead quotes the whole time. No one else takes a gun, and I'm autistic enough to keep it in my hands as we go along. When we got there it was kinda warm out, which felt good since it was getting dark and colder. I would have said it was about 8 p.m, and since it was June, it was just light out. GF and C say how there's a metal gate on the front of the mine, like one you'd see on a storage room thing, and it looked new. C says this isn't normal for mines, or at least he thinks so. GF suggests that they're finally putting another layer onto the front of the mine since people were getting into them. It had a star logo with a circle around it like it was a cheesy government movie. B gets cocky and tries to jank up the metal door by its small handle. He in turn yelps in pain as he pulls his hand back. Apparently the metal door was so hot it was hard to move your hand towards it. We all just assumed it was some kind of fumes from the cave heating up the door like a frying pan. I threw a large stick at the door, and it started burning up really quickly after it hit the metal door with loud bang. The fire was blue. Like blue as if it was a giant pilot light, just coming off of a stick thrown at a hot as fudge door. We all thought it was fudging weird as hell, so we threw more sticks at it, and got a small fire going of blue and greenish hues. C thought it might have been a gas from the cave doing it, but he didn't really care. As our fire was going, it was beginning to get dark, so we were going to head out and back home. Then we heard a loud metallic creaking noise. It sounded something out of a video game, with how it just sounded so strong yet fizzled out so quickly. The metal gate fell off of its hinges and onto the ground, crushing the blue fire really quick. We looked inside of the mineshaft that was there, GF using her phone sort of as binoculars, which caused her to scream and get into the car. I looked in the mine among the blue fire and saw this blob of tannish grayed skin being illuminated by the fire, so it just seemed to be a bright blue. It was shiny like stone, but leathery in different areas. There were like 7 faces we could see if the bottom ones rubbed red from the movement. We slowly noticed it had actually been moving closer, so we decided to start shooting at it without even worrying about anything. We could hear the thing in there start coughing and hacking. It's breathing hard and strained with some small bits of black liquid coming out of it from the looks of the lighting. I took up the job of shooting off my grand total of 2 shots in the gun, attempting to reload, but then giving up and jumping into the car with A, B, C, and GF. All of us get really jumpy during the ride home, but we all calm down and start thinking we're badasses. Eventually realized we most likely uncovered some weird-ass bull's hat in the middle of the woods like we were a group out of a horror movie. Try not to speak of it again. Everyone else moved or tried to move out of the town after GF and C left together. I went to college, and B has pretty much given up on hunting and only shoots in the range. I tried looking the mine up long after this and literally only found it on an old map of the town from the late 1890s from some site that sells maps. Tried looking for it again only to find that site was taken down. Look up the public city hall records about mines, find it on there, save it, later on it's removed saying this document doesn't exist. Basically, I was in your standard group of friends find a creepy creature, and now there's no trace of it.
There are millions of geocaches hidden around the world. There are probably some near you right now. You only have to go out to look for them, and in search for treasure and discovered something supernatural. Have you ever participated in geocaching? Have you ever encountered something strange that you couldn't explain? Please tell your tale in a comment below.
Thank you for subscribing to Midnight Broadcast. More Greentext from XR Farming, a new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight at Central Time.